From mountain roads to crowded city streets, everything can change completely in just a few seconds. A powerful tremor, weakened ground after heavy rain, or rapidly rising water is sometimes all it takes to turn a familiar place into a scene filled with dust, chaos, and non-stop movement. Watching this avalanche of ice fall, what's the very first thing that comes to your mind? Strong winds tore the roof away from the structure in Cranj, creating a chaotic scene in what had been a quiet neighborhood. The accident at the harbor demonstrated how maneuvering vessels near docking areas always requires high precision in tight spaces.
Stand back.
Have you ever walked past a construction site and suddenly felt like something didn't seem completely safe? In Celaya, the moment the truck tried to cross ahead of the train turned the railroad intersection on 12 de Octubre into chaos within seconds. Dashcam footage captured the violent movement of the earthquake in Taiwan as the entire roadway continuously shook beneath traffic. The quiet surroundings changed instantly when the electric fan exploded with a loud bang, sending the man running away in shock. Just a few seconds slower, and the outcome could have been completely different, making many people pay closer attention to safety around moving vehicles.
Ну, бля, ёбаный. Бля! Пиздец, нахуй. Ебануться.
The accident demonstrated how maneuvering ships near piers always demands precise control, especially in narrow spaces with constantly changing currents. The landslide buried the entire area in thick dust and violent movement, showing the uncontrollable force of terrain once collapse begins. The scene quickly disappeared into thick dust as the controlled demolition building began to crack and collapse toward the ground. The railroad crossing in Moscow quickly turned chaotic, serving as a powerful reminder that trains always require a very long distance to stop safely. The incident showed how difficult power lines can be to spot near flight zones, especially during low-altitude movement. The front of the vehicle was nearly crushed after smashing through the barrier and crashing near the railway tracks. Unfortunately, the driver escaped the dangerous situation in time. The aircraft slammed into the pond like a massive explosion after the unexpected malfunction, leaving behind the feeling that no warning sign during operation should ever be ignored.
Gasa, gasa, gasa.
The vehicle parked outside the used car market could no longer stay balanced after the landslide, leaving the impression that the ground beneath the area had completely changed. Part of Samson Road suddenly disappeared after a major sinkhole opened near Vajira Hospital, leaving many people unable to believe what they were seeing. The scene inside the room revealed the violent force of the earthquake, as objects were repeatedly shaken far from their original positions.
Dito. Gubaw na, guba. Nagbang ang crane. Ang crane ba, ang crane?
Prolonged heat seemed to push the roadway beyond its limit as the concrete suddenly burst upward directly in the traffic lane. The atmosphere turned tense as the vehicle accelerated and shot off the roadway, reminding many people of the importance of staying calm behind the wheel. Snow suddenly collapsed from the rooftop just beside the mother and child, showing how winter can still bring unexpected danger in an instant. Unusually heavy rainfall transformed the road through Grimes Canyon into a fast-moving stream surrounded by dark clouds and thick mud. Nature's force became impossible to ignore as the entire mountainside suddenly gave way, transforming a quiet area into a chaotic sea of dirt and rock. A powerful earthquake in northern Cebu shook the entire house in the middle of the night, filling every second with tension and uncertainty. The accident at P33 Riverport showed how even a small steering error near the water's edge can rapidly change an entire situation. The movement of the rescue vessel highlighted how important stability and hull design are during offshore operations.
Ui dồi ôi. Ôi càng ngày càng to rồi. Ui dồi ôi, càng ngày càng to, sợ nhỉ.
In the calm, open ocean, friendly dolphins repeatedly appeared around the diver, as if they were joining in on an underwater game. Early morning light in Queensland highlighted the smooth movements of fruit bats as they glided across the wide coastline. This moment reflected the wild beauty of the ocean, where humans and large predators shared the same space from an incredibly close distance.
Boy, just go back. So, yung mga
The collision with the ferry cable caused the police boat to flip over in the river, showing how quickly speed on the water can change everything. People on the platform immediately rushed to help after the man fell beside the moving train, where every rush decision carries serious risk. The car crossed the tracks just moments before the approaching train arrived. The grandfather was helping his granddaughter push the vehicle uphill when it suddenly rolled away, showing how a tiny mistake can change everything very quickly. The incident showed that quick reactions are sometimes the only thing left when a vehicle loses control in the middle of a heavy traffic. A violent storm in Omaha sent a massive tree branch crashing down beside a truck, showing how quickly strong winds can change everything.
That's at least 80. Look at that tree branch gonna go down on that truck. Oh, just missed it.
Part of a rooftop in Santiago was torn away as a major storm swept through the area, showing how quickly powerful winds can reshape a scene. Sections of the glacier in Patagonia cracked apart and collapsed after extreme weather conditions, leaving behind a freezing but intense scene.
Here it goes, look at that, look.
Part of the famous White Cliffs of Dover could no longer withstand the constant force of coastal erosion and collapsed into the sea below.
Bloody hell!
Oh. Hey, Sue, get off of there. Get off of there. Get off of the ice. Oh.
A busy street was quickly flooded after an underground pipe burst, making it difficult for people to move between nearby shops. The riverside scene suddenly became tense when water levels rapidly surged moments after the motorcycle had just passed through the area. The truck stopped only inches from oncoming vehicles, showing how one careless decision can create a chain of dangerous risks. The situation was both tense and strangely funny, showing how rushed moments sometimes begin with something as simple as forgetting the parking brake. The entire incident unfolded within seconds, showing how objects that seem harmless beside the road can still create unexpected accidents. The incident happened within only a few seconds, making many people realize that even a small vehicle component can sometimes cause a major road hazard.
Hey.
Do you think many drivers underestimate just how dangerous slippery roads can be? The roadside incident showed how staying calm can sometimes make a huge difference during unexpected moments like this. Snow and powerful winds swept across the ski resort in Utah, creating the feeling that every movement was disappearing into winter itself. The The scene in Colorado looks surreal as thin layers of snow drifted across the roadway like soft white waves. Massive boulders from the cliffs at Yosemite National Park crashed down and it nearly cut off roads and hiking trails throughout the area. If you had been standing near the scene, would you have stayed there to keep recording the video? The moment the explosion occurred, the entire night sky changed color as flames spread across large sections of the city. The tank was nearly torn apart by the powerful explosion, with metal fragments blasted across the surrounding area. Winds from Hurricane Lisa repeatedly battered Belize before the roof was finally ripped from the building during the extreme weather. The atmosphere at the airport in Corsica turned chaotic when strong winds sent ground equipment sliding across the runway. What do you think you would do first if you were inside the house when the wall was shattered by waves? Cold air from the north caused temperatures in Montana to drop rapidly, while icy winds swept across the wide-open plains. bridge shook violently during the major earthquake as traffic came to a standstill and many people hurried out of their vehicles.
Lord Jesus Christ, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus Christ. Lord. Lang, kusog kaayo ang linog lang. Lord Jesus. Relax, 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 relax. Lord Jesus Christ. Relax, relax, relax.
The earthquake violently shook everything inside the home in Japan, creating a tense moment right in the middle of the family's normal routine. The old walls of the building in central Tunisia collapsed one after another, covering the surrounding area in bricks, debris, and dust. Construction structures in the crane collapsed across the worksite, transforming the overpass construction area in northern Italy within moments. Thousands of starlings merged into one flowing shape above the skies of Arkansas, creating a deeply mesmerizing moment of nature. The center of Vancouver suddenly felt far more peaceful when a family of geese casually took over the busy traffic lane. The roadside incident showed how just one moment of losing control can quickly throw a crowded area into chaos. Another bartender rushed over to help, but the high-pressure beer continued spraying everywhere, making the bar look like an accidental party had just started. The elderly woman simply intended to light incense as usual, but seconds later the apartment looked more like an early New Year celebration gone wrong. The moment during gym class made many students burst into laughter when an overly strong stretch led to an awkward moment for the teacher. The incident ended safely, but it still reminded many people that even a few distracted seconds on the road can lead to very uncomfortable situations. road suddenly turned chaotic when the out-of-control bull charged through the area, forcing motorcyclists to escape at the very last second. The scene inside the store left many people shocked and laughing as a herd of cattle suddenly burst in and turned everything upside down within seconds. The highway scene quickly became tense when the sedan veered off course and slammed into a traffic sign within moments. Continuous heavy rain in Nova Scotia caused the ground beneath the roads to collapse, turning familiar roads into muddy gaps and unstable terrain.
Totally gone. Whole road. Our cars.
The fast-moving river and constant erosion beneath the soil left the riverside house unable to remain standing amid the chaos surrounding the village. The entire roadway changed rapidly after the sinkhole appeared, while the distracted motorcyclist noticed the opening far too late to avoid it safely. Locals captured footage of a massive dust storm sweeping across central California, turning the entire sky into a thick gray-brown haze.
What the? Yo, what is this?
Amid rising floodwaters in Paraguay, the sight of local residents helping one another created a powerful and memorable moment. Floodwaters carrying thick mud swept through neighborhoods in southern Spain, leaving many streets completely hidden beneath the muddy water. The extreme weather in San Sebastian showed how quickly strong wind and waves can transform the atmosphere of a coastal city. The hailstorm quickly emptied the crowded shopping area as people rushed to shelter from the powerful waves of falling ice. Just as the woman reached the checkout counter, the ground began shaking violently, and the employee's quick reaction immediately caught people's attention. The entire street scene changed when water from an underground pipeline suddenly erupted high into the air after a loud explosion. What seemed like a completely normal moment in the kitchen suddenly led to an unexpected explosion, leaving the entire area in chaos.
Oh la carrosserie.
Parce que Léa,
Oh my god. Il va descendre. Oh, le super sa mère. C'est bien.
The black bear wandered through the suburbs so casually that many people joked it looked like it was simply taking a walk through its own neighborhood. The storm in southeastern Kentucky brought hail and powerful winds strong enough to dramatically change entire neighborhoods within minutes. The scene in Long Beach changed completely after the crane collapse, with heavy structural sections lying across nearby homes. A huge cloud of dust covered the area in London immediately after the roof collapsed, leaving behind a heavy atmosphere in the crowded neighborhood. The collision at the harbor showed how the final moments before docking are often when pressure on a massive vessel becomes greatest. The incident at the cargo dock showed how quickly conditions on the water can change once weight distribution and balance begins slipping out of control. The collision between the tram and the car knocked the vehicle off the tracks in a situation where even a second slower to react could have changed everything completely. The derailment in the middle of the street showed how even a thin layer of snow on the tracks can quickly disrupt traffic across the city. The man tried carrying the giant teddy bear with one arm inside the elevator before it slipped away and ended the ride directly on the floor. The scene in Kenya revealed the incredible scale of the wildebeest herd as they continuously crossed the river during their long migration journey. The close encounter with the whale shark in the Maldives reflected the rare beauty of the ocean world and its enormous yet remarkably calm creatures. Above the rooftops of Wales, flocks of birds constantly shifted direction, making the entire town seem to move with the rhythm of nature. The bear kept making clumsy yet natural movements, creating a scene that left many viewers laughing in amusement. The incident showed how bulky materials sometimes need only a slight change in momentum before everything slips out of control. The incident at the processing facility showed how one small slip of the hand can suddenly turn an entire shift into an unplanned sanitation disaster. The factory incident showed how even a slight misalignment in the conveyor system can quickly create a situation that becomes very difficult to control. A spectator standing too close to the shoreline took the full impact of a massive wave during severe weather, showing how quickly the ocean can change. Huge waves repeatedly crashed over Pacifica Pier, creating a scene that forced many people to keep their distance from the water's edge. The situation in Chefchaouen, Morocco, highlights the visible impact of extreme weather on the landscape, where heavy rain quickly caused soil and rocks to begin moving.
راسي صورت
That's gonna hit.
The collision between the cruise ship and the pier in San Juan drew attention to how difficult docking operations become during severe weather. The atmosphere on the bridge quickly turned tense as powerful tremors spread across the entire structure. The earthquake caused many high-rise buildings in Mexico to sway violently, making it feel as though the entire city was moving at once. The landslide in Kishtwar buried the Langer area and parking zone beneath mud and debris, creating a scene filled with pressure between nature and human activity. In Sonamarg, Kashmir, an avalanche suddenly appeared near the famous tourist area, reminding everyone that even the most beautiful landscapes can come with unpredictable natural movement. The floodwaters in Upper Chitral left behind a massive empty gap where a wooden bridge and several local structures once stood.
Putain, je flippe grave là.
Heavy snow suddenly crashed down from above at the ski resort in France, showing how quickly conditions in the mountains can change within seconds.
Regarde ce qui est tombé d'un coup. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
The bird strike completely changed the flight within minutes as the crew prepared for an emergency landing.
Australia Yankee 1 into runway 06 right. Correct.
The aircraft suddenly emerged through the low cloud layer right before the Gatwick runway, creating an impressive landing scene. Sections of rock and soil continuously slid down the hillside, making the entire area feel as though the ground itself was slowly losing stability.
That's a parking lot right there. That bus just gone. No, that bus is going. It's still going. I think that's just the smoke, right?
I don't know. Where's the bus? Oh my god.
We made it. They're alive. The bus is over.
The coastline at Jurassic Coast changed completely when a gigantic rock formation collapsed into the water within just a few seconds.
Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Flooding from heavy rain rapidly submerged the road, and the truck was pulled away by the powerful current only seconds after the driver escaped safely. Typhoon Haima turned the Hong Kong coastline into a chaotic scene as powerful waves continuously slammed into the shore. The atmosphere inside the vehicle in Canberra became tense as large hailstones repeatedly crashed against the windshield.
Мне звонят и спрашивают, как там погодка у вас на острове. Очумительная погодка, просто шик. Красота.
Snow continued falling across Mammoth, California, transforming familiar roads into paths buried beneath snow and freezing wind. Red crabs continuously climbed across the roadway bridge in synchronized motion, turning the scenery on Christmas Island into something colorful and alive.
Morning, little update. The crabs have picked up somewhat overnight. Woohoo! It's happening.
Sharks and stingrays constantly moved around the massive school of fish off the coast of Florida, creating a tense and fast-moving underwater scene. Temple fish swirled together in smooth circular movements, turning the water into a mesmerizing natural performance. These moments show how nature terrain and the infrastructure around us can change far faster than most people expect. Which situation felt the most unpredictable to you? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more unforgettable moments ahead.